Good morning, family. God bless you all. This is Tell It Tuesday. I'm in the car. You can call it Car Chronicles. You can call it Ministry from the Car, whatever you want to call it this morning. This is Tell It Tuesday, where we tell it like it is. God is so faithful. He's a faithful God. He's a powerful God, a God of restoration, and a God of restoring. And I just thank God for how he's using me in this particular season. To really pull on God's people. God is so faithful, and I thank him for what he's doing to me, through me, for me, and around me to help you all get to where you need to be in him. God is a faithful God. God is a faithful God. He's a powerful God, and he's a God that loves us. For us, if you all do me a good favor as you all come on in, share the broadcast. Good morning, Miss Woodard. God bless you. I hope and pray all is well. Let me know where you're checking in from. Let me know how you're feeling this morning. God is a good God. We're going to be talking about Don't Let Them. The title of Tell It Tuesday is Don't Let Them. We're going to get into full details about don't let them. Don't let them. Don't let them discourage you. Don't let them mistreat you. Don't let them push you away from your purpose. Don't let them discourage the fact that you are walking and winning. God is so faithful. I thank God for what he's doing in this season. We thank God for everything that he's about to do, even now as this live broadcast is being recorded. We believe that God has so many different things for us, and he has so many different things through us. And so we have to be mindful of how God is showing us in this season. We believe that God has everything that we need in this particular season. And so we have to be mindful of it, and how, and we have to be mindful of who we're around. That's the main thing. We have to be mindful of who we're around and how we allow them to be in our peace circle. We have to be careful how we allow people to enter into your peace, because you have some peace killers that are just around you and attached to you. And most monitoring spirits are attached to your name. They are not attached to your purpose. They are attached to your name. They are there to help you and stop you from getting to your purpose. So you have to be mindful of how God works and how God operates. He's a faithful God. He's a powerful God. And he's a God that hears, and he's a God that builds. And so he's able to show us and build us and help us get to where we need to be. But we have to be willing to listen, and we have to be willing to be obedient unto what he has called us to be. A lot of times we forget how good God is, and we forget what he already done for us, and we begin to act in a selfish state, as if God hasn't done something for us already. So we have to be mindful of how God works and how God operates in this season. Because he helped us to grow, and he helped us to know. God is so faithful. He's a faithful God. God, good morning, Rita Bell. God bless you. Thank you. You all, as you all come on in, let me know where you're checking in from. Let me know where you're checking in from this morning. And I believe that God will do what he said he would do through his word. And he will help us to grow in this thing called life. God is so faithful. He's so faithful. He's a faithful God. He's a God of glory. He's a God of peace. And I thank God for everything that he's doing in this particular season. God is so faithful. And so we have so many double-minded people that are making it hard for the believer. The ones that really want to believe. We have so many double-minded. Good morning, Anita. Good morning, Miss Gray. Good morning, each and every one of you all. I hope and pray you all are Miss McCoy. I hope and pray that you all are well this morning. Let me know where you're checking in from. Let me know how you're feeling this morning. I believe that God is faithful. The title is Don't Let Them. Don't Let Them. Don't Let Them. We're going to be coming out of the scripture text, and I want you all to be mindful of these things. Be mindful of how God works and how God operates. He's a faithful God. He's a God of power. He's a God of restoration, and he's a God that loves us for us. And so we just believe God. We just believe God. What is that? Miss McCoy, Miss Holman. God bless you. The first scripture text is coming out of 1 Timothy. 1 Timothy 6:10 through 11. Familiar text. 1 Timothy 6:10 through 11. This is a text that a lot of people get wrong, and a lot of people misinterpret, and a lot of people misquote. 1 Timothy 6:10 through 11, it says, for the love of money. Listen to what it says. Listen to the text. It says, for the love of money is the root of all evil. Money isn't evil. The love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many scores. But thou, O man of God, flee these things and follow after righteousness. God is a faithful God. That scripture text is coming out of 1 Timothy 6:10 through 11, where it says, for the love of money is the root of all evil. The love of money is the root of all evil. A lot of people, I've been seeing a lot of posts on TikTok, a lot of posts on Instagram, a lot of posts everywhere that says money is evil. The love of money is evil. Money is not evil. The love of it is evil. It's just like the world. The world isn't evil. It's the people that's in the world. The world isn't evil. It's the people that's in the world. All right. So we have to be mindful of how God works and how God operates, because he's trying to show us how to be where we need to be. All right. He tried to show us where we need to be. He tried to show us where we need to be. All right. And we have to be mindful of these things, that we don't get caught up in society and begin to do things, just do things just because it's a difference. All right. So now we have to understand that everybody, all right, everybody has an opportunity to do something great. All right, let's just clear the air with that. Everybody has the opportunity to do something great, and everybody has the opportunity to build. All right. Good morning, Vinny. God bless you, sir. And so everybody had the opportunity to do something great, and everybody had the opportunity to build. All right. So everybody had the same amount of hours in a day. What most people do with their hours and their time, most people don't. Most people start their day off with prayer. Most people don't. Most people start off glorifying God. Most people don't. Most people believe in God. Most people don't. Most people believe that they should work for their living. Most people don't think they should work for their living. Most people wake up and they beg. Most people wake up and they work. Most people wake up and they seek. Most people wake up and they don't. So most people do what they want to do, what they have in their hearts to do. And so God is a God that hears, and God is a God, he's a willing God. All right. If you're willing to do these different things, and you're willing to get around these corrupt people, you're able to grow. All right. So don't let people that are not doing what you're doing make you feel bad for what you're doing. Don't let people that don't have no intentions on working get mad because you're working 8 hours a day, or you working 10 or 12 hours a day. Don't let nobody stop you. I worked at a industrial place before I went back over my last tour overseas in Kandahar, Afghanistan. In this particular place for 2 years, 7 days a week, 12 hours a day. This happened for 2 years. And so the average person, oh, you're taking time away from your family, you're doing this, you're doing that. But I'm going to tell you this, build your career, work your career, get your job, make good morning, Crystal. God bless you. I hope and pray all is well upon you. God is faithful. Let me know where you're checking in from, Crystal. Let me know how you're feeling this morning. God is a faithful God. He's a powerful God. I'm so excited what God is doing. I'm so excited about the podcast that's coming. I'm so excited about the book. I'm so excited about the manual, the marriage manual. I'm so excited about everything that God is about to do. Good morning, Miss Minor. God bless you. Thank you for joining in. Let me know where you're checking in from, Miss Minor. Let me know how you're feeling this morning. God is a faithful God. God is a faithful God. We're going to talk about don't let them. Don't let them. Don't let that person that's in your circle tell you how not to seek after what you want. Fix your mind on things above and not things beneath. Learn to know that God will help you grow. God will help you build. God will help you push any and everything that you need. God is a faithful God. He's a powerful God. He's an outstanding God, and he's a God that loves us. Listen, my wife and I have been in prayer for a lot of you all because there's a lot of different things going on. Suicidal thoughts, depression, anxiety, business. A lot of business are failing. And a lot of people are in nursing school and different things. And so even my daughter, That's what she's taking. Our daughter is taking up those things. Problems on the job. My daughter's having a major problem on her job with poor management and different things of the nature. So we've just been praying and fasting on these different things. And so every morning we fast. Every morning we fast until at least 1 o'clock every day. Because in the morning time, there's a lot of calls coming in. There's a lot of inbox and emails about things to pray for. And I want to be pure before God when we go and pray for you all. So we love you all with the love of God, but don't let people that have no intentions on doing what you're doing cause you to error, cause you to error. Because a lot of people suggest a lot of things for you to do, and they're not going to do those things. They're not going to live those things that they say they're going to do, and they don't do the things that they supposed to do. So it shows a lot in life. It shows a lot in life, and so you have to be mindful of this. And so don't let them. We're going to be talking about the difference in support and surveillance. Support and surveillance. When you saying don't let them. Most people that are in your life are there to support, and most people are just there for surveillance. Most people are there to support. Good morning, Terry Jackson. Good morning, Lovely Jones. God bless you. Thank you all for tuning in. Lovely Jones and Terry Jackson. Let me know how y'all are feeling. Let me know where you're checking in from. Vinny, God bless you, sir. Where you're checking in from, Vinny, God bless you. I hope and pray all is well amongst you. And I hope and pray that you are well as of now. God is faithful. He's a faithful God. We have to be mindful of these things. All right. So there's a difference in somebody who says that they are supporting you, and then there's a difference in somebody who says that are in your life as a monitoring surveillance spirit. A monitoring surveillance spirit. Most people just want to watch you from afar, and most people want to support you. All right. So most people only invest in you so that they can come back and say, if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't be where you are. If it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have got the job that you got. If it wasn't for me, you wouldn't do this. You wasn't for me, you do that. Somebody that want to see you excel and want to see you do good, they're not going to remind you of that. That goes for relationships. That goes for marriages. That goes for everything. If a man really wants you or a woman really wants you, they're not going to beat you up over things that you've done. You've done those things. You're not doing those things anymore. So there's a difference in these things. And let me tell you, a man or woman will not complete you. You have to have the love of God upon your soul, your life. God said, without holiness, no man will see God. Without holiness, no man will see God. The Bible says a man leave his mother and his father, and he cling to his wife, and they become one flesh. There's a lot of different things and a lot of different roles that we play that are not biblical. There's a lot of different things because religion and religious people separate us from God. So we have to be mindful of these things. We have to be mindful of how God works and how God operates. All right. Good morning, Miss Richards. Thank you for joining in. God is a faithful God. So there's a difference when somebody is supporting you and somebody just surveilling. So don't let them make you feel bad because you are always with your husband, or you're always with your wife, or you're always with your boyfriend, or you're always with your girlfriend, or you're always thinking about business, and you're always thinking about building your career, and you're always you're always vacationing. Don't let people make you feel bad for what you're doing, because everybody has the same opportunity to do the same thing. Everybody has the same opportunity to do the same thing. The Bible tells us in 2 Corinthians 12:9. 2 Corinthians 12:9, Paul talked about it, and he was telling us about God's grace is sufficient for thee. His strength is made perfect in our weakness. So a lot of times when you feel like you can't go on, a lot of times you feel like you can't move on and you can't keep pressing for the blessing, that's when you're the most powerful person on the land. You have to understand this. We are humans having a earthly experience. We are humans having a earthly experience. So don't expect family. Don't expect friends to support you on your journey. But look for them when you get ready to get to your destination. Because then they're going to say, I knew you had it in you. I knew you was going to make it. I knew you was going to be rich. I knew you did. All these different things are going to come up. So you have to govern yourself accordingly. You have to govern yourself accordingly to these things and understand how God works and how God operates in this. How God works and how God operates. God's favor is received by those who did not merit it. So therefore grace is poured out on God's people because it is murdered by Christ. And the Bible says that we are saved by God's grace, not according to folks' opinions. We are saved by God's grace, not according to folks' opinion. A lot of times we have some opinionated people that will tell you, oh, you don't need to try to be sick. You don't need to try to do this and you don't need to try to do that. You don't need to go back in school because you're going to get in debt. Don't you know that God will have people to pay out your debt? Don't you know that God will touch the heart of people to pay your debt out and invest in you? Don't you understand that? How God is? All right. God chose to display his power in us by sustaining in our weakness. He chose to show his power by sustaining our weakness. Many of you that are on now can think about the critical points in your life. And you think about how much time you invested in your career. You think about how much studying you're doing. All these things are going to pay off. And then you have a lot of doubters. You have a lot of doubters that are sitting there and saying, oh, you wasting your time studying this. You ain't going to make this. You ain't going to make that. Don't you know that you see things to be things? Understand this. You see things to be things. If you see that $325,000 car and you see somebody driving that car, why do you say you can't afford that car? Why do you automatically put yourself down and say you can't afford that car? When you see $100 million mansion being built, why do you say you can't own that $100 million mansion? When you see $8 and $9 million worth of cars in people's yard, why do you say you can't own those things? You see it. It's displayed. You're able to do anything that you want. You're looking at your status now and you're looking at your age. Oh, I'm 40 years old. I'm in my late 40s. I'm in my late 50s. I'm in my early 50s. I'm in my late 60s. I'm in my early 60s, 70s. I'm in my late 70s. And you automatically say, oh, I can't do. Don't let them trick you out of your position. Good morning, Dre McCall. God bless you, sir. Hope and pray all is well upon you and your family. Dre, do me a good favor. So a share the video and let me know where you're checking in from. Let me know how you feeling this morning, Dre. God is faithful. Miss Stewart, let me know. Jasmine Stewart, God bless you. Thank you for joining in. Jasmine, let me know where you're checking in from. Let me know how you're feeling this morning. God is faithful. Don't let them trick you out of your blessing. Don't let them trick you out of what God has showed you that you can be. If you're able to see it, you're able to be it. If you see people, a lot of times we say, oh, there's no such thing. Nobody can make $10,000 a month until you see somebody making $20,000 a month. Oh, nobody can make $20,000 a month until you see somebody making $60,000 a month. Oh, nobody can make $60,000 a month until you come across somebody that's making $100,000 a month. Nobody can make $100,000 a month until you see somebody that's making $500,000 a month. We paralyze ourselves with our mouth. Our mouths paralyze us from our blessing. Our mind poison us from our blessing because we automatically think that there is no millionaires came out of my bloodline. There is no doctors that came out of my bloodline. So there can't be no doctors in my family. You have to change your way of thinking and get from around those people that think negative. You got to look over and beyond what you see. You have to look over and beyond what you see. You have to be bigger. You have to be better. You have to, and then you have to wait on the Lord. I told my wife, and I thank God for my wife, a praying wife. I thank God for the praying people that are praying in my life. And I thank God for the power of prayer. I thank God for my praying daughters. I thank God for my praying sons. Keep on praying. I thank God for prayer. And I know what prayer does. And I know how prayer helps us get to where we need to be. But a lot of times we are not where we need to be, or we're not where we're supposed to be because we think too small. You think too small. You need to take that letters, them notes that you've been writing down, and you need to go bigger. You need to get bigger. You need to get bigger. You need to get bigger in your dreaming. You need to get bigger in your motivation. You need to get bigger in this. Everything. You need to get bigger in this. All right. Good morning, my anointed auntie, Juanita Freshwater. God bless you. Thank you for joining in. That is my anointed auntie, y'all. My anointed auntie. I want you all to understand that God's grace is sufficient for thee. His strength is made perfect in our weakness. We always have power when we trust God. We got to trust God beyond what we see. Good morning, Willie. God bless you, sir. Thank you for joining in this morning. We have to look over and beyond what we see. You know, when I started out, I used to make up excuses. I used to make up a lot of excuses. I used to make a lot of excuses. Why I couldn't pray. Or I got to work. I can't pray. I got to do this. I can't pray. I can't do this. I made up excuses. But excuses sound good to those who make them up. Excuses sound good to those who make them up. Excuses are monuments of nothing that build bridges that lead to nowhere. Those that use them are incompetent masters of nothing. Excuses are monuments of nothing that build bridges that lead to nowhere. Those that use them are incompetent masters of nothing. You won't ever be able to be where you need to be making up excuses. Excuses sound good to what? To them that make them up. Good morning, family. God bless you, Miss Johnson. God bless you. You have to learn that a lot of times, I'm telling you about me. A lot of times I didn't get to where I need to be because I was making up excuses. God was pulling on me to do something. I kept making up excuses. My baby daughter wanted to grow some watermelons one year, and I kept prolonging with wanting to grow the watermelons, and I kept prolonging. And she took it amongst herself, and she went and planted the seeds on her own. She went and planted the seeds on her own. And God is so faithful. God will take a nasty place and make some of the most unique things come out of that nasty place. Glory to God of Zion. Good morning, Naridia. God bless you. Thank you for joining in this morning. Naridia, let me know where you're checking in from. Let me know how you are feeling this morning. But my daughter, I kept telling my daughter I was going to help her plant the seeds. And I kept prolonging. I was busy. And I just kept making up excuses not to plant them seeds. So my daughter took it amongst herself because she has a green thumb for these things. And she took it amongst herself and she planted these seeds around a fire pit. Now, this fire pit is where I burn all the wood and different stuff and debris from the landscape jars. When we have landscape jars and we pull the old scrubberies up, there's a fire pit that we put all the old scrubs in. We burn them, the old trash, and we burn it. And so she planted the seeds around the fire pit. And, you know, those of you from the country, you know that when you have ash, you have an area, it'd be black because you burn a lot there. Good morning, James. And she planted those seeds around. And the next thing you know, my wife was out cutting the field, and she seen these little things. She didn't know what it was, but these big things in big balls in the inside of the grass. And we had prolonged because we was out. And so sometimes we get busy. We got busy with the landscape business, out cutting a lot of people's yard, making sure their yard is right. And I'm the type of person that I'm going to make sure that my yard and my landscape is right versus going out and making sure everybody else's land is right. But we slipped up this time and we got a little behind. And so my wife went cutting the field and she just seen these big old watermelons everywhere out in the field that my daughter planted. Well, a lot of people were stealing the watermelons and they was eating them. They was eating the watermelons up. They was some nice watermelons, real good. I had gave a couple of people at the job, a couple of them away. But I'm saying this to say this. A lot of times our blessings is hold up because we keep making up excuses not to go ahead and do what we need to do. We'll come home and we will say, well, I'm going to get my bath out a while. I'm going to do this out a while. I'm going to start cooking out a while. And then 2 hours pass and we still haven't done what we need to do. And now we're up later than we need to be. We're exhausted. We're operating in exhausted emotions and everything like this because we procrastinated a little bit and we didn't go ahead and do what we need to do. I can speak for it because I was once there. I should have done this and I should have done that. And a lot of times, this one time God had gave me this powerful message. And instead of me getting up like I usually do, and I always keep my notepad close by. All right. I always keep my iPad close by on my notepad because I always write down different things. And so what happened was the Lord gave me a magnificent message, scripture, text and all. Instead of me getting up, going and writing it down before I wouldn't forget it, I said, oh, I'm going to write down in a minute. That's easy to remember. I can write that down in a minute. And then I started talking to somebody and forgot about everything that God had told me. But God is so merciful. God is so merciful. I was getting ready to go into the bathroom and he brought it back to my remembrance. And I went directly then and wrote it down. There are over 400 or 500 titles that I have in my iPad, in notes with scripture text that I never even presented yet. And it's steady coming. And I steady just write them down, build them, build the body of it, build the text, build the sayings and everything and just let it go. So we have to understand that we can't let people that are not investing in us tell us how to operate. You have people that don't pay your cell phone bill tell you when to answer your cell phone. You have people that don't pay the bills in your house tell you when to turn your lights on and when to turn your lights off. You have people in your life that'll do that. They don't have no intentions on investing you, but they'll tell you and they'll control your home. We got to understand that. All right. So I thank God for you all tuning in to Tell It Tuesdays and Mindset Mondays and Power Wisdom Wednesdays and Turnaround Thursdays and Favor Field Fridays and Faith Up Saturdays, Understanding Sunday. I thank you all for tuning in to these live feeds, because just as well as you all are learning, I'm learning also. But don't let them discourage you today. Don't let them discourage you this week. Don't let them discourage you this month, telling you things that they're not doing. The average person that tell you or try to get you to do wrong don't have no intentions on doing right. You do what's best for you and stop allowing people to get the best of you. A lot of people don't understand how good God really is, because they are connected to people that don't believe. They're connected to people that don't believe. And when you don't believe, you don't receive. When you don't believe, you don't receive. When you doubt God, you delay your deliverance. When you're around a bunch of doubters, you delay your deliverance. A lot of you all were supposed to have been delivered a long time ago. A lot of you all were supposed to receive that funding a long time ago. But because you keep hanging around people that have no intentions on helping you get to where you need to be, you are paralyzed, you're crippled, and you are stripped from those things of which you need to be. That's why it's very important that you understand and be careful who you move into your personal space, and be careful who you move into your house. Most people don't need you until they don't have nothing. When people have things, they don't call you. They don't reach out to you. They ain't praying for you. They ain't thinking about you. But when they get at their lowest, that's when they want to come to you. That's when they want you to just break up everything that you're doing and make space for them and do all kinds of things. No, learn to grow from your learned obedience. Grow from it, know from it, build from it. Be the best you can be, and stop allowing people to dictate where you're going. We give people too much time. You give people too much time, and you give them too much information. Most of us give our friends too much. Most of us give our friends more information than we give God. Most of us give our friends and family more time than we give God. And we say, Lord, why I can't hear from you? Well, you can't hear from you because your ears are cluttered. Good morning, Tracy. Good morning, Miss Martina Nicole. Good morning, Anita. God bless you all. Let me know where y'all checking in from. Let me know how y'all are feeling this morning. I know that God is able to do exceedingly and abundantly and above all that we can ask or think. Listen to me. On this live feed, there are a lot of people that you won't see. There's a lot of people that watch this live feed that never clicks on the live feed, but they hear what's going on in this live feed. And a lot of people build their ministry off of what God is telling you, because they're too prideful to come to God. They're too prideful to come to God. So they'll get these things. And so you have to understand, and let me help you all understand this. A lot of times, a lot of people come on a live feed and say, this is confirmation. This is this is that, this is that, this is that. No, the devil know about algorithm. And you know about algorithm. You know, if he constantly say something, you're going to think that that message is for you. No, a lot of those messages are not for you. A lot of those messages are constant algorithm of things, and you think that God is speaking to you. No, a lot of times it's not. It's a lot of time God be trying to show you who those people are. All right. If any person can control you, say, hey, don't go on that man of God live. They know you getting fed. They know that God is speaking through that man of God or that woman of God. And don't get over there on that live feed. Yeah, because he ain't got no church and he ain't got no building to bring y'all in, so you don't really need to hear what he's saying. She ain't right. You know, she don't have a church. You know, she got to have a church to win God's people. She got to do this, and you got to get away from those people, because that's witchcraft. Manipulation is witchcraft. I don't care what you say or how you try to sugarcoat it or how you try to braid it up. Manipulation is witchcraft. That's witchcraft. If I'm in a church and I can't share the goodness and great things of God, and I can't let people know about my God, and I can't let people know about this saving God that saved me, that helped me, that built me, letting people know where the bread is, I don't want to be around people with that cult mindset. All right. So we have to be mindful of how God works. And so God speaks to me through visions, through dreams. He speaks to me through visions, through dreams. Sometimes he showed me things that happened years before it happened. Years before it happened. God bless you, Miss McKnight. God bless you. Thank you for joining in today. God is a faithful God. And I believe that God has something for us. And I believe that God helps us to grow. Listen, I thank you all this morning for tuning in to Tell It Tuesday, where we tell it like it is. I thank God for each and every one of you all. I hope and pray that you all homes are blessed. I hope and pray that you all jobs are blessed. I hope and pray that you all that are traveling to your destination today, that God grants you with traveling grace and mercy. I hope and pray that you meet that person that you need to meet, or that I hope and pray that you get that promotion that you've been seeking after. I hope and pray that you get the healing that you need, whether it's diabetes, we ask that God cancel it out. Whether it's cancer, I hope that he cancel it out, get those things out of your bloodline. I pray that God do everything that he needs to do through you and for you, so that you can be a walking and living testimony to those people that don't believe. I hope and pray that your circle of people that are non-believers become believers in this thing called life. Listen, you have a good heart, but a good heart is not going to do what it needs to do. A lot of times a good heart gets you broken. A lot of time a good heart have you broken. A lot of times a good heart have you in a place, in a position where you can't grow and you can't know. So you have to be mindful of these things. And so listen, I don't come on here for self-glorification. I come on here to glorify God. God is just so faithful. He's been too good to me and still good to me. And I thank God for each and every one of you all. Make sure you all tune in to the live Bible study on Wednesday. Make sure you all tune into the live Bible study on Wednesday. It's going to be a banger. It's going to be a banger. I am so excited. I'm ready. I'm ready to tune into the live Bible study. God is faithful. He is a faithful God. He's a powerful God. He's a God of restoration, and he's a God of restoring. God is love. God is peace. God is doing some phenomenal things. He's doing some phenomenal things. And I thank God for it. And I thank God for the support of you all. Bishop, my brother, Bishop Warren L. Bailey has joined us. It's going to be at 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time on Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. It's going to be on YouTube and Facebook. So don't forget to go and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Click the bell so that you'll be notified when we upload a video. There's a lot of videos that has been uploaded on there, but a lot of people have not went over and seen those videos. If you would do me a great favor today, throughout the day, just stop by and look at the videos if you can. No worries, Miss Mount, no worries. Just stop by and look at the videos if you can. The flyer is pinned on the page. The flyer is pinned on the ministry page, and I think it's on my personal page about the Bible study. Now, those of you, I won't give you all the Bible study text until Power Wisdom Wednesday. I always give you the text on Power Wisdom Wednesday so that you can go ahead and get into the scripture and you can get it into your spirit. I want you all to get into your spirit so that when we come on, we flowing. When we come on, we are flowing because God is able. He's a powerful God. And I thank God for each and every one of you all that are learning God. And I thank each and every one of you all that are building your personal relationship with God. It's a magnificent thing to be able to love on a God, a real good God that we have. He's so faithful. He's a grateful God, a powerful God, a God of love, a God of peace, a God of everything. And I thank God for each and every one of you all that has tuned in to Master's Choice International Ministries, a ministry that's birthed out of the Holy Ghost. But God is faithful, and it's a ministry that shows that we are of a organism versus an organization. God is faithful. He's a faithful God. God bless you, Miss Martina Nicole. Thank you for tuning in. A lot of you all, I know you all have a busy day, and a lot of you all have a lot of stuff that you all need to do, but God is faithful. He's a faithful God, and he's a powerful God, and he's a God of restoration and a God of restoring. And so I thank God for each and every one of you all. I love you all with the love of Christ. He's so faithful. He's a faithful God, and I thank him for what he's doing in this season. And so God helps us to understand that there's a bigger way. Good morning, Patricia. God helps us to understand that there's a bigger way. But we have to I have to remind you all this a lot of times on this live feeds. A lot of you all have asked God for some things. And so God is about to do those things. But do your part. Do what you told God you was going to do. Do what you told God you was going to do, because just as well as the Lord give it, the Lord will take it away. Good morning, Andrew. God bless you. Thank you, Andrew, for going over and coming on one of the videos on YouTube, and Miss Richards. Good morning, Andrew. Thank you for commenting on one of the videos over on YouTube. And Miss Richards, and a lot of other you all that always comment on the videos and everything. And so God bless each and every one of you all. Don't forget to go on the Master the Choice apparel page, which is pinned in the comment section, and get the things that you need. We are going over on those pages, and we're getting into the diffusers, the candle wax, the candles. There's notebooks on there that you can get. We're going to be able to do the t-shirts soon. The hats, the Master Choice hats, where you'll have your Tell It Tuesday hat. You'll have your Power Wisdom Wednesday hat. You'll have your Turnaround Thursday hat. You'll have everything that you need. You even have your Mindset Monday notebook. You have your Tell It Tuesday notebook, so that each week you can use each notebook and write different things in there, so that when you go to Mindset Monday, you can understand Mindset Monday. When you go to Tell It Tuesday, you can understand Tell It Tuesday. So it's going to be something that's growing. It's a growing process, but we ask that you all help us by just sowing a share, just sharing the video with your neighbors and people and tagging their names in it, so that they can understand that God is still in the blessing business. And so I got to get out of here. Thank you all for lending your ears this morning to the live feed. God is faithful. He's a faithful God. He's an outstanding God. Miss Woodard said the candle waxes are so amazing. I love them. I will be ordering more. God bless you all. There's a lot of people here in the city of Montgomery, state of Alabama, that are ordering a lot of different things from my daughter's website, and they are really enjoying the smell. Most of them just get them and place them in their cars, so the car can have that unique smell in it. And a lot of them burn them while they doing these different things. And no, we don't do sage. We don't do sage. For those, I had a lot of people coming in and asking us, do we do sage? We don't do sage. We don't burn sage. We don't represent sage. And I get into that on a latter date in regards to that. Listen, if you all want a sample, this is the thing. Even if we send out a free sample, that free sample is still going to cost us $10.25 to send out, because of the way that we send it out. Even if it's free for you, it's still going to be a price for us. All right. So we have to understand the power of these different things. I've done a teaching on sage. Way back in 2015, 16, some up in there about sage, about the mockery of it and different things of that nature. Most people enjoy burning it in their house, to each his own. But we have to know that sage is witchcraft. I don't care how you try to dress it up, just like the crystals and the Ouija boards and all these different symbols. And you sit and you wait on a symbol to go this way and it tell you this direction. All this is witchcraft. All right. So we have to be mindful of these things. I've seen a lot of, and I seen this, and I just seen this like 4 days ago. I just seen a lot of different Christians on this particular live feed on TikTok, where it's like a root doctor or something was telling them, and they are paying to hear what this say and what that say and what this. Listen, this is witchcraft. All right. You got to believe in God. You got to believe in him, his power, his works. All right. So we have to be mindful of these things. So we have to be mindful of what we tune into. All right. We have to be mindful of what we tune into. All right. I learned these different things. So you have to be mindful of how you work and how you operate, how you move in this thing called life. And I enjoy each and every moment that I get on here with you all. So I thank each and every one of you all. You all know who you are. You all are so supportive. I thank God for you all. And good morning, Peggy Johnson. God bless you. Peggy, let us know where you're checking in from. Let us know how you're feeling this morning. God is faithful. God is love. He's peace that surpasses all understanding. And so I thank God for each and every one of you all. I try to be a man of my word. There are so many different people that have came on here with a lot of scams and a lot of lies. Do you know how many times I have been lied on since 2008 on social media? Oh, my Lord, you just can't imagine how many times. There's a lot of people that used to support the ministry that don't support the ministry no more, because a lot of people support you until God give you a word. Until God give you a direct word, a lot of people, they won't support you. And so I just thank God. I love them anyway, and I still pray for them. A lot of people that are not connected to Master Choice International Ministry anymore, my wife and I still pray for them. And sometimes we still reach out to them. We still love on the same. And that's not going to change because of the love that God have instilled in us. And I thank God for my wife and how she does so many different things. I thank God for my daughters, how they do so many different things, helping with the landscape business, the lawn business, all the things that they do. And so I thank God for these different things. Just because people change up on you, don't change your prayer life. Just because people change up on you, don't change your prayer life. Continue to pray, continue to press, continue to keep pressing for the blessing, and let God be God in your life, because God is a faithful God. And I thank God for how he's using us in this particular lane. I remember some people back in 2013 that did my wife wrong, lied on her, did a lot of different things. And I showed her that you can't do people like they do you. You just got to pray for them. And the Lord just sat and watched showed her things happening to those people. And I always try to teach my daughters, my sons, and my wife, I used to be on that page where, I want you to feel what you've done to me. But God has elevated me in a way that had helped me in so many ways to show me that that's not the way. So I try to be the best me I can be by doing it the right way. And so I love you all with the love of Christ. Remember that when I say that I'm praying for you, I'm Praying for you, not Preying on your downfall. And I thank God for you all listening. I thank God for you all tuning in. God is so faithful. God is a real faithful God. And I thank God for what he's doing. And a lot of times, this is what I want you all to understand this. This is what I want you all to understand. Never think that you are not purpose-filled. Never think that you don't have purpose, because a lot of you all that are on this live feed, the Lord has spoke to you some things that was going on that my wife and I didn't know of. And if God didn't use you to show us, then we wouldn't know that it went on. So you have a purpose. When God shows you a purpose, we have had people directly in our home, in our possession, that was demons, that was devils, that was witches and warlocks. But because God is faithful, he will use that person that people don't think that God speaks to. He will use that woman that people don't think that God speaks to, and he will make a great masterpiece. He will speak a great thing, a great message to them or through them. That's how God is. So I thank God for you all. I thank God for you all. If nobody have told you all since January the 1st of this year that they love you, my wife and I, we love you all with the love of Christ. And when my wife and I tell you all that we are praying, we are really praying for you. So God bless each and every one of you all. I love you all with the love of Christ. Continue to pray for me as I pray for you. God bless.